Hello everyone, Douglas Waltz, Old Man Comic Book Reviews. I got a sack. Before I get to them, I'm going to show you these cool things that Martha bought. They're little golden books. This is the Book of Opposites, and they use the plot of Jaws. And it's a big shark, little boat. I will not be reading the entire thing to you. It's the plot of Jaws. I mean, nobody dies. But other than that, they do the opposites. And there's cute pictures of the shark, and they got there on the boat, and they even talk about when they had to sing the song, and then they end it with the da-da, which is cute. And then for all you fans of the old Saturday morning cartoons, this is the origin from the cartoon, the Dungeons and Dragons show with Willie Ames in it, who used to be on Charles in Charge and then became Bible Man, which is infinitely cooler. So yeah, if you like your little golden books, start warping the children early. Killer Shark, cartoon about back in the day with D&D, it was Satan worship. So there you go. Now let's get to the books, shall we? We have another stack. Let's hit up the dark web first because we're almost done. I think with this one we have more than that. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more books. Some in January, just 2 in February. This is, of course, issue 3 of Goblin. Harry Osborn, who's trying to ignore the Inferno taking over the planet right now and giving his grandson a very good birthday. Somebody unfortunately invited Spider-Man, not the Spider-Man, a fake Spider-Man, when Norman didn't like that at all. So it's cute because his grandson's name is Normie. And then Jack-o'-lantern shows up to kick some butt, but then he realizes he's just a thief. He's not that much of a bad guy, and him and Norman have a lovely chat. Molten Man's in it, but only in his human form because he got cured. He was wishing he could have his Molten Man powers back, so... is that the one I want to complain about something? Hold on. Yeah, they got a thing in here for the new Amazing Spider-Man issue number 19 when this is over called To Kill a Cat. Do not kill Black Cat Marvel. I will not have it. She's a fine character. Wrapping up Ultraman, The Mystery of Ultra 7. But we didn't do any writers or things for this one. Uh-oh. Hold on, back up. We got to give everybody proper credit for their contributions. Writer Christopher Cantwell, penciler Lon Medina, inkers are Lon Medina, Scott Hanna, and Wayne Foucher. That means they needed to get this out on time, so they got all the guys together. Take care of it. Back to Mystery of Ultra 7. Writers are Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom. Artist is David Tinto. When last we left, the big Mighty Jack robot was going to beat up the Ultra 7 robot, and they changed their mind. It was one of those, you really need you to come with us and, turn you back into a human and get the Ultra out of you. Interesting part about it is, this is the end of it. This is where they form the Ultra Guard, and you're like, well, that's okay, the Ultra Guard thing. So they say coming in 2023 is Ultraman, and on the cover with the Kaiju and the Ultraman is Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Captain Marvel. They have finally, after 3 of these, are going to integrate Ultraman into the Marvel Universe. I remember back in the day when they did that with Godzilla. It actually worked, which was kind of nice. One of the most hilarious issues of Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, is when we last left Cap. 5 days were missing. Completely gone. He woke up in the middle of a field out in Kansas. 5 days. Our writers are Jackson Lanzing and Colin Kelly. Artist is Carmen Canero. And Captain America activates the Captain's Network. AIM has put a dome over the island of Manhattan and are making no demands at this time. Captain America gets all the crew together. So we got Sharon Carter, Nick Fury, Hawkeye, the robot guy whose name I never remember, and they need a favor from Emma Frost. And part of me was always just waffling about should I tell you, shouldn't I tell you? It's comedy, so we're going to tell you. She owes him a favor. And it's like, do you have to call her? And it's like, no, I'm supposed to think a special word loudly. And so the minute he says that, we're all like, okay, here it comes. How mean is Emma Frost? How mean is Emma Frost? The code word is mommy. And then she shows up looking like that. Seems that MODOK, in some of the creepiest panels, has cut into their heads to take 5 days away. And it's pretty good stuff. I mean, it's, big double page, spooky stuff. So it's also, we're calling the group the Invaders, apparently, at the end of this. So we'll see how that goes. This was fun. I can't wait till the Battle of New York next issue. Captain America's back, baby. Oh, I got 2 of these, so let's skip that for now. I think this is the end of the Shang-Chi stuff. This is the Master of the Ten Rings, and I think it's just a one-shot. He got the rings. He goes back in time to be with his father by accident. When his father was much younger and a more honorable man, and that was the basic storyline. I know the artist and everything is exactly the same, but let's just make sure we got it. Hold on. Gene Lun Yang, writer. Michael, I can't say your name. I don't know how it works. YG. I think that's Yi. I don't remember. So, just 2 seconds while I take care of my cat. Get out! Get off of there! Bad kitty! We have a bad kitty. And I have to yell at her. So, let me get the cat. You stay right there, folks. I'll be right there. Here. There you go. Okay, everybody, this is Pashmina. She was trying to get into things she doesn't belong in. She's the devil. She is 17 years old. She's a terrible kitty. Did you want to say hi to the fans? Last week it was Flower. So, anyways, the Shang-Chi is an annual. It sounds an awful lot like it's just over. Like end in the way that Gene quits it. So apparently Shang-Chi's over. So that kind of is not fun because I really like that book. All right, issue 56 of Sonic the Hedgehog. Story in art, Evan Stanley. Colors. Oh, no, that was it. Story in art, Evan Stanley. Evan's doing all the stuff. So, when last we left, we had Surge the Tenric and Kit the Fennec, who were being attacked by Metal Sonic, Tails, and Dr. Eggman had all teamed up to get stuff away from, Fennec? Was it Fennec? Surge. Surge had, Robotnik's equipment, and he was not much of a helper. He did save Sonic once, which was weird. Sonic was standing in water, and Surge is a electric-based creature, and she was going to light him up, and Eggman just picked him up out of the water. And well, I like the line: "Your sense of self-preservation is truly embarrassing, rodent." So. It's a good issue. At the end, the little guy, Kit, the Fennec, saves Surge, and they leave while he collapsed the entire building on top of them. And for everyone who's really excited, next issue we do get Whisper back. So that'll be nice. And if you hear a loud chewing noise, this weekend was Martha's birthday. I made a giant 13-pound prime rib with the bones in it. Flower has the bone. The bone was taken away from the cat, given to the dog. So if you like the sound effects, I'm sorry. So let's go to Jungle Comics number 10 with this exceptionally nice cover. Reminds me a lot of Richard Corbin. As a matter of fact, the interior art also reminds me a lot of Richard Corbin. The story is done by Eric Allen Nelson and Marcelo Bravo. Pencils are Eric Allen Nelson. Inks are Andrea Perron and Eric Allen Nelson. Apparently there's this fella named Eric Allen Nelson who did a lot of it. The second backup story is part 4 of Xana the Jungle, the Queen of the Forbidden Plateau. Story and art is by Giuseppe Pederali and Roberto Renzi. So, Primal, Prymal. So, Primal. Primal with a Y. It's like we're back to Image Comics, kids, where they make the funny names. So, these bad guys are in the forest. I was shocked that there were boobies. We don't actually get, like, exposed, you know, ticket sellers in these things. But so Primal goes after all the bad guys. There's a close-up for some reason that makes no sense to have it in that particular part of the story. And so we find out that she confronts the big head bad guy and what's going to happen there. Zan is thrown to the pits. I don't know why they made a dinosaur monster and it looks like a lizard squirrel. It looks like a red lizard squirrel and it's very big. And his monkey friend saves him with a dagger. So that's always nice. Jungle Comics is always a good time. I do like that. Excuse me while I ditch the cat. She has claws. If you're unfamiliar with how cats work, this is the sharp end, soft end. Sharp end, soft end. See, look, I dropped a comic book. No, you have to. No, you have to go. You have to. Here, go eat the Christmas tree. All right. I have issues 2 and 3 to end up the show because they both came out of Flesh-Eating Cheerleaders 2 and 3 by After Dark Comics. We have story and script by James Masia, art by Philippe Abando. I did like the gatefold cover for issue 2. That was kind of neat. Yep. The proportions are weird, but that is her butt. And it's the same thing. We're in the movie. It's more of a movie than a comic book. We're in the movie. There are space slugs. They are getting into the cheerleader women. They are trying to propagate. The one girl turns herself in because she killed her boyfriend and kind of ate him. One of the alien women cheerleaders is at the party and gets out of control, out of hand. And then we go completely bonkers to issue 3 with no gatefold cover this time, so I was a little sad. But same people, same artist, same script, all that stuff. And we're getting to the part of the movie where all of the monsters are going to come to a head and it's going to hit the fan, basically. It's just one of those movies. It's got girls wearing barely nothing, sometimes nothing. There is simulated sex because they never show anything. The one girl's getting a belly because she's full of alien slugs now. And that's how they end it, with the girls facing off against the pregnant cheerleader, and the space slugs are headed for him. And that's where the fade out would go, and then we would get the final act. So I don't know how many issues this is. We'll have to find out. Flesh-Eating Cheerleaders from Outer Space. And I just now noticed that there was dead body parts underneath the bed. This is the first time I saw that. I was this many days old when I saw that. So I was busy reading the inside. All right. So Sophie and Fiona, you did not come over this weekend. We have a super duper... you like that chewing, folks? That's an ASMR effect just for you. If I had realized it was going to be that loud, I don't know that I would have given her the bone yet. But you learn from your mistakes. We're just going to leave it in. So, Sophie and Pio, yeah, back to you guys. We didn't see it. You're going to see you in a couple weeks for Super Duper Sleepover. Come over and sleep over. We'll do stuff. We'll go to the library. If I talk loud enough, maybe you can't hear as much chewing. I think she's getting louder on purpose at this point, so that's always kind of funny. We did have a nice stack of comic books this week. It seems like we always have a nice stack now because there are lots of independent comics. And this one alone, I mean, we're talking 4 out of 8, so half. She's brought the bone closer to the camera now. So if you hear the chewing, it'll be a little louder. So that's just because Flower loves her fans and wants you to hear that she's there. It actually got quieter. That's weird. All right. So, as always, be sure to go and find some comic books out in the world. You can go, if you live in Kalamazoo, Fanfare Comics and Cards has a big, huge 50-cent bin. You can start there. 50 cents will get you a comic book. You can't get much for 50 cents anymore. So, it gives you a chance to look through stuff. I'll warn you, if you go through too many comic books like this through the bin and you're new at it, and haven't done it in a while, it's these muscles here that will kill you in the morning. You're sitting there going like a little crab monster, and it's these two muscles right there. Take my word for it. So, until next time, go read a comic book. Is that bone good? Flower. Oh, up there. Up there. Look at her. Flower. Flower over there.